I think it's time for another reading. Another reading from Joseph's Fables. Dance of the Unknown. By the time we had had our third date, I was completely enthralled with this girl. She was beautiful, warm, funny, and very affectionate. I was having the time of my life and needed it. Her company Christmas party was in a week, and I was invited. I wasn't too nervous though. There would be many new faces, including her best friend Gail. That was my cell phone beeping me. There would be many new faces, including her best friend Gail, who also happened to be the sister of her ex-husband. I didn't care. At least I was dating again, and we were hitting it off. It didn't hurt my confidence at all that she made the first move. Man, I love that, when a girl makes the first move. The party was great, the food was good, and I was dancing again. It had been quite a while. When I first saw Hal, the ex, I wasn't impressed. He actually looked very ordinary, yet tall. Introductions were made and he seemed like a nice enough person. As the night went on, things were picking up. We slow danced and kissed right in front of everyone, including Hal, but no one seemed to care. Everyone was having fun and celebrating another holiday. Eventually we began dancing with other people, which was no problem. I saw her point me out to another girl, who smiled as I pretended not to notice. By the end of the evening it was time to slow dance. One final slow dance would be the perfect way to end the party. Unfortunately for me, when I took her hand, Hal had grabbed the other. She looked at me with, "What do I do?" eyes. As I let her go and watched them dance the last dance, so what? I didn't care. I was the one going home with her, but to my surprise, so was Hal. It turned out he had had too much to drink, and since he was Gail's brother, he needed a ride home. The car ride was very uncomfortable as we all were a bit quiet until pulling up in front of her house. As we all got out, the group walked to the door, except for the two of us. We stood on the sidewalk as she pressed her head against my chest, saying, "This isn't how I planned it. This was going to be our first night together, but maybe some other time." I told her it was okay as we kissed goodnight and I drove away. The next day when I called her, she wasn't home. The next day I left a second message, but still no return call. 3 days later I finally caught her and asked her what she was doing. Sitting on the couch watching television with my husband, she replied, "Wow, what a shock. I hadn't been played like that since high school. At least the happy family was back together again, at least for a while. Guess the night turned out just as she had planned after all." Moral: oftentimes it doesn't take too much effort to create a work of art. Her performance was breathtaking. Be aware of fraudulent artists. From one fable to the next, read, learn, and listen from Joseph's Fables, or something like that.